The Biden administration wants you to think that all students support the plan to eliminate tens of thousands of dollars of student debt, but there are young people in college that actually do work hard and are not falling for Joe Biden's bribes and vote buying. Joining us now is one of them, student activist at George Washington University, Danny Day-Urbina. Danny, what up, dude? Is this working? Have you changed your party affiliation? You're like, you're a free man now.
We're working on campus. We're working hard. We're actually switching votes to our side, so we'll keep working at it.
What is this? What are kids saying? I mean, this has got to like really chap the behinds of people. It certainly does mine, because I worked my tail off through college, bloody feet at the end of like triples and double shifts waiting tables. That's how I paid for my state school. Yet people who go to elite college universities getting gender studies degrees, they get their debt taken care of by me. I get to pay for it. Again, I get to pay for more student debt. It's really awesome.
Exactly. I mean, do we really need more underwater basket weaving majors? I mean, listen, I just read a poll today that actually said that 2 out of 5 Americans regret the college major they got. And that's particularly higher when you look at majors in the arts, and we can talk about lesbian dance theory and all these things. I mean, what kind of citizens are we creating, and what kind of system are we building that's contributing to such a decline in our society?
George Washington University is one of the most expensive schools in the country. You got like 50 grand, maybe 60 grand a year. Who knows? Like last time I checked. So you attend there. Do you look around the campus and say, oh yeah, totally, these kids are going to leave school making $200,000 a year. They're definitely going to pay for this education.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, so every decision you make should just go through a rational lens. And it's this lie that kids are being told that they have to go to college to be successful. And it's just not true. I mean, you're in your prime of your life. You're going into debt, leaving with no skills, no real knowledge about the world and how to operate within it. And so all these kids wasting, I mean, they're getting into thousands and thousands of dollars in debt to get a major that prepares them for absolutely nothing. And it's not a skill that anyone's really looking for either. So it is a bad investment. And what's really scary is that now Biden is reaching into the coffers of Americans, reaching into their tax dollars to subsidize just this massive failure of an experiment, which is college.
Yeah, a massive failure of an experiment is certainly the Biden presidency. This is what Joe Biden had to say about the issue of student loans last week.
Mr. President, is this unfair to people who paid their student loans or chose not to take out loans?
Is it fair to people who, in fact, do not own multi-billion-dollar businesses? They see why these guys give them all a tax breaks? Is that fair? What do you think?
What about people who paid their loans, so struggled to pay their loans, and now others don't have to?
So what does that clip say to you, Danny?
Well, honestly, I'm a little lost because I don't see the sign language translator there, so I don't really know what Joe Biden is saying, like most people. But I mean, yeah. So listen, if I had to tell Joe Biden one thing, it would be this: Joe Biden, we're not asking for your forgiveness. You should be begging us for your forgiveness for pillaging our country, ruining our standing in the world stage, declining our economy into absolute shatters. Joe Biden, you should be begging us for forgiveness, not the other way around.
Yeah, the entire clip makes absolutely no sense. I mean, I don't get it, right? Like if somebody comes up to me at the ATM and robs me and then says that I'm going to use this money to pay for some homeless guy's sandwich, you're still robbing me. You're still taking my money. It doesn't matter what your logic is, you're robbing me. Is this like, I guess the final question, Danny, is this like a winning message? Do kids want to hear this? Do kids in college today want to be welfare recipients, I suppose?
It's not a positive vision to sell, and I think it's kind of a long-term play that they're playing here. I mean, they're funding these institutions. Basically, what they're doing is they're artificially increasing people's incomes, so colleges can gouge students for more money. I mean, we've seen this in the past. Colleges have far surpassed the rate of inflation, and I think they're playing a long-term play here where they want to send these kids to these institutions where they're going to be filled with toxic ideas, and so maybe that's their play there. Maybe they want to go to these classes where they're taught that actually receiving welfare is a good thing and getting into thousands of dollars of debt to just learn that. So It could be a long-term play, but I'll tell you what, students are not buying into this message of eternal government dependency.
The reason that we know each other is because I know that you're through college, right? I know you do social media consulting, and you're great at it. Would you advise a young person today? You're how old? 20, 19?
Just turned 20, yeah.
Just turned 20. Okay, so you're working your way through school. All right, and you're learning a trade while you're in school. Now, would you advise a young person to do the same thing, maybe forego college altogether, and learn a trade?
Absolutely. I mean, it's the only way to actually gain experience that's valuable to anyone else in the real world. You go through college and you will learn valuable lessons depending on what major you get, as long as it's not underwater basket weaving like we discussed. But getting that real world experience is invaluable to anyone, and I guess that would be a good lesson for college students to learn about personal responsibility rather than eternal government dependence.
Yeah, because you leave and you enter the job market and you realize that this world doesn't function like college, right?
Right.
Colleges are essentially now a government entity, right? Is propped up entirely by government dollars, and much like the federal government, you go to school in Washington D.C., is not the real world. Washington D.C., not the real world. Twitter, not the real world. Reality hits harsher than anything else. So good for you, Danny. You won't get punched very badly by reality. One of the smartest kids we know, Danny DeUrbino. Thanks for being on the program.
Thank you, Benny.
All right.